among snakes every day. Make a hater hate again. Envy is a deadly sin. Ain't no friends in this game we play. Walk among snakes every day. Dreads in my head on some island shit. What's happening? Thank y'all, first of all, for joining me tonight. This is That's My Take. I am Nug, the narrator, your host with the mostest. We're going to get right into it. It's November 6th. We like to start off with world news. Let's get into it. Heavy rains and flash floods across the Somalia have displaced thousands of people. Somali authorities have declared an emergency after heavy rains triggered floods across the country that left thousands trapped and many others displaced from their homes. The heavy rain in the East African country follows several years of drought and successive failed rainy seasons that have triggered a humanitarian crisis. Studies show that the drought was made more likely by the human-induced climate crisis. At least 10 people have died since flash floods from torrential rains, which are expected to be heavier than normal as El Nino begun sweeping through communities last month. The Somali Disaster Management Agency said Sunday, cities and country's deputy prime minister, more than 100,000 people have been displaced so far. And that's according to the United Nations Humanitarian Agency, or the OCHA, which estimates that 2,400 others in villages located along the overflowing Juba River are feared trapped in floodwaters in Jubaland, in one of the worst affected states. Real quick, as always, I'm not a big proponent of the world news because it's usually sad, but we definitely want to pray for those that lost their life, the hundreds of thousands that was actually displaced from their homes, flash flooding, that shit's like, basically washes everything away, like, to put it bluntly, and it's a sad thing. But I know reading in the story, it said El Nino had something to do with it. If you're not familiar with El Nino, it's a weather pattern and a changing, and it's actually a changing of two different weather patterns coming together to form an El Nino, which then is a weather pattern that throws all kind of like flash floods, tornadoes, all kind of bad stuff at the same time. It could also bring a lot of cold and frigid air as well. It just depends on how the mix came and got together to make the El Nino that year. Again, just before we move on, we definitely want to say a prayer for the people in Somalia. Definitely. Moving on. Scientists say they've confirmed evidence that humans arrived in the Americas far earlier than previously thought. When the discovery of fossilized footprints made in what's now New Mexico was made public in 2021, it was a bombshell moment for archaeology, seemingly rewarding a chapter of the human story. Now, new research is offering further evidence of their significance. While they look like they could have been made yesterday, the footprints were pressed into mud 21,000 to 23,000 years ago, according to radiocarbon dating of the seeds of an aquatic plant that were preserved above and below the fossils. This date dramatically pushes back the timeline of humans' history in the Americas, the last landmass to be settled by prehistoric people. The 21 dated prints, which were discovered in the Tularosa Basin near the edge of an ancient lake in White Sands National Park, were made at a time when many scientists think that massive ice sheets had sealed off human passage into North America, indicating that humans arrived in the region much earlier. Real quick take on this. I always felt like the story that we get as America and how it's definitely populated and how it's, I guess, civilized is not the real story, or it's not the beginning of the story. It's part of the story, a part of the story that's not the beginning. I always felt like that. So I'm definitely on the side of science with this one in this finding, because carbon dating, if you're not familiar with it, is something that they use to age things. Wood, all kind of shit has a carbon date based upon all the, I guess, carbon and how they do the shit. I don't really know exactly how, but I do know carbon dating is a way to pinpoint time and all that. So with that being said, definitely there was people here in the Americas before what you probably read in your history books. That's all I, really wanted to say about that. Moving on. This one here kind of hit home. Filipino radio host shot dead while live streaming at his home. A radio host was shot dead while live streaming his program on Facebook at his home in the southern Philippines on Sunday, prompting a hunt for his killers and condemnation from the country's president. The broadcaster, Juan J., also known as DJ Johnny Walker, was shot by unidentified assailants in a brazen killing, the National Union of Journalists of the Philippines said in a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter. The attack is even more condemnable since it happened at Jay's own home, which also served as the radio station. Adding that Jay is the fourth media worker killed since President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. came to power last June. Jay's broadcasting usually aired on the Facebook page 94.7 Gold Mega Caliber FM. A villain, what did it say? You gotta work with me now. Vizian language station with about 2,900 followers. Callers to the show regularly discussed a wide range of topics from relationships to neighborhood issues. The incident happened around 5:35 a.m. when the should be predator, but it's a perpetrator. When the perpetrator entered the station and shot Jay in the face, according to a statement from the Misamis Occidental Police Department. He was pronounced dead in the hospital. First of all, I apologize for the mispronunciation of damn near every word that I could mispronunciate in that short passage. I apologize. Honestly, I never had the best pronunciation skills, but I always very much was confident in my ability to still get my point across given enough time. I think I'm giving myself enough time, being that this is my show. So with the mistakes, I'm going to apologize and try my best to pronounce them as I get them. But again, my apologies. My take on this story is it hit home. I'm at home. I'm live broadcasting right now. Like, I'm not in the Philippines and my following is nowhere near his, but, it hit home. It make you think. So definitely be up on your protection and self-preservation and self-defense. Them three. Be up on them three, because at any time, anything can happen. So be ready as you possibly can be. But a direct take on this story is it sounds like, and again, I don't know if y'all was listening, but when it said that a couple of his partners got killed, where it say, here you go. Jay is the fourth media worker killed since the president came to power last June. I'm not no rocket scientist or no Inspector Gadget, but they was at them for something. Like, I guess freedom of speech ain't free, or they said something that triggered this, but something happened. But yeah, he was live, then he wasn't. Sad story. Definitely condolences to him and his family. Rest in peace. I held it for an extra second just for the drama. My bad. Moving on. Oh man, these stories, man, like for real. And like I promise you, I get all my stories offline. Speaking of offline, I forgot to actually come on with a few commercials. I wanted to thank my new subscribers. I think it was 3 of y'all this week. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing to That's My Take podcast. We're building something over here that I really believe in my heart. It's going to be special. I feel like I can not only command my subject matter, but I can also bring value, entertainment value, as well as educational value, hopefully. But I really don't mind interaction. So look, in the chat, if it's something, there we go. I got some folks in the chat. David, what's up, bro? Look, I just saw you was in the chat because I'm into the show. Listen, if you got to take, holla at me. If you want to call in, holla at me. I'm just going through the show. After the show, anything you want to do in terms of if you want to be a call in, we going to put you on. I got everything ready for the call in. But thank you. I just saw you was actually in the damn chat because I wasn't looking at it. But no, moving on real quick. And again, this is still world news, by the way. Like, we are still in world news. Like, a lot be going on just in the chilling, bro. Chilling, bro. You see it. You're looking at it, bro. You're looking at it, bro. Moving on. Suspected mushroom poisoning Australian woman charged with 3 murders. I say again, suspected mushroom poisoning Australian woman charged with 3 murders. I can't make this shit up. An Australian woman suspected of poisoning her former in-laws and others with deadly mushrooms at a lunch she served has been charged with multiple counts of murder and attempted murder. 3 people died after Aaron P., 49, served beef Wellington, a dish that includes mushrooms, to guests. I'm not trying to laugh. I'm sorry. Beef Wellington, a dish that includes mushrooms, to guests in July. While 3 mushroom charges relate to the lunch, 3 of 5 attempted murder charges are linked to separate incidents between 2021 and 2022, police say. Ms. P maintains she is innocent. She has said that she did not intentionally poison her guests at the family lunch at her home in the Victorian town of Leonga on the 29th of July. Sorry, I gotta take a sip. Okay. Toxicology reports suggest the victims consumed dead cap mushrooms. Her former husband, Simon P., my battery's running low. That's not good. I had a show fail on me last time, but I'm ready this time. And we back. Sorry. Miss P, where was I? Ms. P has been charged with 2 attempted murder charges related to the July lunch. The police have not provided details of the 2 attempted murder charges. However, it is known that one of the guests at the meal fell critically ill but survived. Ms. P has also been charged with 3 counts of attempted murder linked to what police say were 3 separate incidents where she allegedly, a 48-year-old man, became ill following meals between 2021 and 2022. No further details have been given. Ms. Patterson was named as a suspect by police after she and her 2 children appeared unharmed after the lunch. I know that's a mouthful, but at least it wasn't no mushrooms. I believe that there's a chance that these mushrooms were definitely used in a poisonous way, allegedly. I know the lady is maintaining her innocence, but unless she literally ate out the same pot that other people ate out of with those mushrooms and didn't die and got critically ill, I'm going to say she had a separate pot of beef Wellington with separate mushrooms that just happened to be what they call them, Dead cap mushrooms. I'm gonna start like writing down whatever our show is, whatever the show is, and whenever we come with a word that's just out the fucking blue, like dead cap mushrooms. I can't make it up, but I think just to close out world news, as always, somebody that lost their life or some natural catastrophe. World news, y'all always live up to it. We'll see y'all at the next episode. I'm moving on to U.S. news, everybody. I'm starting off with a story that's very near and dear. I couldn't say it, but I know I had to get it out. I'm on a story in U.S. news that's near and dear to my heart. Let's go. Marijuana use is outpacing cigarette use for the first time on record. More people in the U.S. are now smoking marijuana than cigarettes, according to a Gallup poll. Cigarette use has been trending downward during the past decade, with only 11% of Americans saying they smoked them in a poll conducted July 5th to the 26th, compared to 45% in the mid-50s. That's a big drop. 11, that's a 34% drop. Even if a lot of them lying, that's still a big drop. 16% of Americans say they smoke marijuana, with 48% saying they have tried it at some point in their lives. In 1969, only 4% of Americans lied and said that they smoked marijuana. It didn't say lie. I added that, but I'm sorry. I'm not believing only 4% of Americans were smoking weed in the 60s. Come on, man. Anyway, attitudes around both substances have also shifted dramatically. In 2019, 83% of Americans said they thought cigarettes were very harmful to smokers, while 14% say are somewhat harmful. 9 out of 10 adults said that in 2013 that smoking causes cancer, while 91% of smokers surveyed in 2015 said they wish they never started. Smoking cigarettes is clearly on the decline and is most likely to become even more of a rarity in the years ahead with these high-ass cigarette prices that I keep saying. Let me stop. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I added that part too. Let me read this shit. I'm sorry. Gallup senior scientist Dr. Frank said, this reflects both public awareness of its negative effects and continued government efforts at all levels to curtail its use. Meanwhile, 43% of people said in a July poll that they think marijuana has positive effects on those who use it. Still, alcohol is the most popular substance and has remained constant for a while. 67% of Americans in the most recent poll say they are drinkers, compared to 63% in 1939. So that's not even a big difference. We still drunks. About a third totally abstain from alcohol. I won't lie, I drink. I'm a drinker. It's neither here nor there because I'm not a heavy drinker anymore. At one time I was. Now I can truly say I'm like a social drinker. Like, I mean, to hear marijuana is finally passing cigarettes means a lot to someone that is an activist and openly believes that marijuana should be legalized. I said that to say that so many people, and I grew up, my mom was a cigarette smoker. I think she said she started smoking at 12, 13, most of her life. I never liked cigarettes. Now I do smoke cigars. I know some people might say that's hypocritical, but I never liked cigarettes. Like, not even a little bit. I don't even like women that smoke cigarettes. That's a turn off to me.
I don't know. They might got some women that I smoke weed. That's a turn off to them. That's the thing about life, though. You got to roll with the punches, and everybody not gonna like everything. But I'm just not a proponent of cigarettes. I'm glad the motherfuckers about to be 30 a pack. Honestly, keep smoking them, y'all smokers. Like I just don't like cigarettes. Like they stink, they nasty, and they fucking kill people. Moving on. I'm gonna just pass that story up for real, because it's a story, and I mean, in short, it's about police, and we all know you got some police that's okay, but you got police that's pieces of shit. So this ain't really no fucking news. So I'm gonna just skip the police officer who got fired in San Jose for sending racially biased, disgusting messages. I'm gonna skip that article completely and go to my next one. Alabama mayor dies of apparent suicide days after website publishes pictures of him allegedly in woman's clothing. A small town Alabama mayor died apparently doing himself just days after a conservative news site published pictures of him allegedly wearing women's clothes and makeup. Officials said Sunday. I can't make this up. Smith Station, which I know that's a little small town. I know where that's at. The mayor, we're not even going to call his name. His nickname's Bubba. We're just going to say Mayor Bubba, who was also a pastor at First Baptist Church of Phoenix City, fatally shot himself and was pronounced dead at 5:01 p.m. Friday. Lee County Coroner Daniel S. told NBC News in a statement. An autopsy was scheduled for Monday. Thank you all for your prayers and expressions of sympathy and support, First Baptist Church said in a statement. First and foremost, we ask that you keep Pastor Bubba family in your prayers today and in the days ahead. Bubba died 2 days after the 1819 News published a story with photos of the mayor wearing women's clothes and makeup. It is sad and disgusting how he was treated by the 1819 News. Former U.S. Senator Doug Jones, Democrat of Alabama, said in a statement Saturday, "We live in a mean, bitter world where the self-righteous tend to throw the largest stones. The city of Smith Station is about 80 miles east of Montgomery, Alabama's capital, near the Georgia border, has a population of about 5,400 people. Very small town. My take is you shouldn't ever have on a dress and makeup for anybody to take a picture of you if you're a dude and really a dude. Like, be a dude, Bubba. Like, if you're in a dress and you got on makeup and you're not happy about the pictures to the fact that you do yourself, like, you should have, like, really thought about donning that dress. And that's just my take. Of course, we don't want nobody to die, and this is not a tongue-in-cheek thing. I'm just honestly wondering, were you thinking in your right mind when you put said dress and makeup on? Because at one point, somebody snapped that picture. And I don't know if it was selfies or somebody else, or maybe you set the timer. I done heard that excuse a lot. Oh, I set the timer. It was just me. Somebody snapped a pic of you in a dress. I'm sorry that you done yourself. And YouTube, I apologize for using the S word. I know y'all don't like the S word. But yeah, Bubba and them pictures got him up out of here. And I'm sorry to say that he never should have took the pictures. That's the only take I could give, and condolences to his family. Moving on. A feud over power at a Colorado cannabis farm heats up. Area 420, one of the largest commercial pot operations in the country, is in the backdrop of a legal showdown between its owners and an aspiring marijuana grower. An aspiring recreational marijuana grower who brought land at least one of the largest commercial cannabis operations in the country, is fighting to keep his pot dream from going up in smoke. I'm so tired of the up in smoke, cliche ass, pun ass. Come on, man, let's get another one. But the company that owns Area 420, a business park in southern Colorado that includes more than 70 cannabis-based enterprises, wants to foreclose on the property Terry F. purchased in the small town of Matfat, about 180 miles south of Denver. Matfat enjoyed its 15 minutes of fame last year when Area 420's parent company, Pouch LLC, unsuccessfully tried to get the town of 100 residents to change its name to something they thought would better fit the region's offerings. Kush. That's funny. Kush is a strand of indica, a subspecies of the cannabis plant that typically contains high levels of THC, the main active ingredient in marijuana. F, who said he has spent nearly $2 million to build one of two planted marijuana facilities and fences on his 4 acres, has refused to continue payments because he says he cannot operate a cannabis farm without power. I've been looking at a big business that I can't use, and I'm in a big heap of trouble because they promised me power and couldn't give it to me, said F, who left his previous business flipping homes in Florida 2 years ago for a chance to work amongst other entrepreneurs at what Patch calls the largest marijuana growing collective in the country. That's a lot to unbag. Let's back up. All right. So this Area 51, I'm so crazy. This Area 420 is a commercial pot operations, is one of the largest commercial pot operations. Okay. So they sold it to somebody, but the power's not on. There must be a bill on the power or something. Won't you just get the power cut on when you buy it? So it's a backstory to this. I'm far from crazy. I can easily tell that there's a backstory to this. Now, I do like the other story about them trying to change the name of that town to Kush. That would have been live, but they unsuccessfully tried to get the town of 100 residents to change its name. Damn it. But nah, when something like this, and I read the story earlier, just like I just read it just then, and I might have read it twice earlier, but don't let a story like that trick you. Like, I know, thank you, bro, thank you. I know for a fact there's a backstory. There's either a high-ass power bill, some type of court junction about power, or they didn't use too much power. It's something with that power company. I would be willing to bet a little something on that. I mean, my only take of it is obviously you coming from Florida, you the outsider, and that's sad to say, but when you do business, and again, I'm not here to give you advice on shit, especially real estate. This podcast is not about real estate at all. But when you the outsider on a transaction dealing with real estate, the local person has the upper hand. And that's the upper hand on anything. So again, for all you investors who love to go to a whole nother place to spend your money, know that the local man is gonna bust your ass on contractors, on all, because he's gonna win. So my advice is to do everything in reverse. Get you a good relationship with every contractor you're gonna need first. And even if that relationship is just brewed over a year, while you're brewing that year, be doing your homework on where you're going if you're going out of state. But there's a backstory here. Like when you buy a house or a piece of property, it has nothing to do with the power company. So for them not to know the property has a bad, like, I guess, bill and is connected to the next owner is what I'm guessing, but I could be totally fucking wrong. I don't know, but it just seems like it's a backstory. Next, we gonna move on to hip hop and entertainment news. I hope y'all been doing, all right. Like, let's check the let's check the chat. I like how that rolled off the tongue. I gotta write that down. Check the chat. Check the chat. That's what look, check the chat. That's what we go call it when we, you know what I'm saying, checking the chat. Check the chat. Check the chat. Yeah, that shit just came to me. Check the chat. Period. You know what I'm saying? Check the chat. All right, moving on. Hip hop and entertainment news. This story also hits home, but in a whole different type of way. Kevin Gates received honor from New Orleans' first female mayor. Kevin Gates, if you don't know who Kevin Gates is, you're probably underneath a tree and just, not into the hip hop shit. I know a lot of people are not. This is a worldwide show, but I am a product of hip hop. With that being said, a lot of my stories, and I have a whole segment based upon hip hop. So Kevin Gates was honored by his hometown and my hometown of New Orleans, where he was recognized for his commitment to community. Kevin Gates, a native of New Orleans' 9th Ward, received a heartfelt proclamation from the city's first female mayor, LaToya Cantrell, on Saturday, November 4th, during a surprise presentation at his UNO Lakefront Arena concert. The intent was to highlight his unwavering commitment to addressing critical social issues, including bullying, mental health, depression, and suicide prevention. In addition, Gates has been a vocal advocate for prison reform, a cause that aligns with Mayor Cantrell's strong support for second chances. Mayor Cantrell condemned Gates for being commended Gates for being a living embodiment of the concept of second chances. The acknowledgement served as a testament to Gates' dedication to not only his music, but also of making a positive impact on his community and society at large. It reflects the rapper's roots in New Orleans and his commitment to using his platform to advocate for change. Quick take, I love it. Kevin Gates, big artist. He definitely New Orleans. I know he Baton Rouge as well, but stuff like that. Like in April, he got the key to the city. So I mean, this proclamation just add on to that. And my only take real quick is it's good to see a rapper getting his flowers. Like, and I mean, I know in some way a lot of his messages come across as negative, but I think he a sensationalist and he do a lot of that, just for the sensational side of it. But underneath it all, I think he a real one, and he care about what he do. He a real passionate artist and shit. It's Gates and shit. Ain't T. That's what they call a mayor down there. Well, not everybody, because she's not liked by a lot of people, especially some folks in my family. But yeah, Ain't T. She fuck with the rappers. So Gates, I salute you, bud. Like, I salute you. Shit. Moving on. Missy Elliott praises her mom and Queen Latifah following the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Missy Elliott became the first female rapper inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The ceremony took place on November 3rd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Following the event, Missy Elliott took the X to reflect on the accomplishment. In particular, the 4-time Grammy winner shouted out fellow hip-hop legends Queen Latifah and her mother on social media. Missy Elliott joined the 2023 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class which also included Al Cooper, Bernie Toplin, Shaka Khan, DJ Kool Herc, Don Cornelius, George Michael, Kate Bush, Rage Against the Machine, Sheryl Crow, The Spinners, and of course, my fellow pothead, Willie Nelson. Missy is a superstar, has always been a superstar from the first time I seen her, heard her. For those that don't know, she was a member of Sister, and that's S like sister with an A at the end. SISTA Sister. I think it was a three-piece. I think it was a three-piece rap group. I think it was a three-piece. And she also produces her own stuff, other people's stuff. She writes. She have written whole albums for people. Don't sleep on Missy thinking it's just super duper fly and just the commercialized shit. She's a very talented artist and definitely all these accolades in this induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just that. She's rock and roll, the very definition of that, and more. Like Missy is a fucking treasure. Real talk. Give her flowers. Get her in there. I heard she in there already. I'm reporting the story. Fucking right, Missy. Moving on. Rick Ross mocks D1 after recent criticism. He goes viral feeding them kids in your hood. My bad, I read that wrong. Go viral feeding them kids in the hood. Rick Ross is hitting back at D1, claiming he only criticized him and Meek Mill because he wanted to go viral, aka clout chasing. The New Orleans native recently called out the MMG honcho alongside Meek Mill and Jim Jones during a recent appearance on Sway in the Morning. However, Rick Ross claims D1 is only talking about them in hopes of going viral, aka clout chasing. According to Rose, D1 needs to shut up and go viral by giving back to his community. He took this Instagram story over the weekend to address the criticism while mocking D1. Lil man, whoever you is, until you feed the kids where you from for 20 years straight, don't question Rose. He said after mocking him, wait until you buy 10,000 bikes. Real quick, and I'm going to try to make this as simple and plain as I can. When clout chasing goes wrong, them rappers ain't bothering nobody, ain't bothering you, ain't coming at you. Leave them folks alone. Them folks rich. And if they ain't rich, they richer than you because they sold more records than you. And it's sad that you go spin the shit and be like, it ain't about selling records. It's selling the message. Look, bro, that self-destruction shit, all that shit gone. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're in a whole different time period. Like, for real. Like, somewhere along the line, something fucked up. And this is what the masses want to hear because this is what the masses buying, the Roses and the Jim Joneses who you downing. You don't have a fucking right to down no other rapper when you ain't better than that rapper. And yes, I'm equating better when I'm mentioning record sales as well as talent. Yes, both of them. That's how I'm feeling. Moving on. Joe Budden addresses NYC strip club fight rumors. They should have jumped me. Joe is speaking out after the internet was ablaze with rumors he got jumped over the weekend. The rapper turned podcaster was trending after whispers of an alleged altercation surfaced online. Rumors spread that he was jumped at an NYC strip club, but Joe Budden denied the gossip. However, he did admit that he took a blow to the face. He set the record straight during an Instagram live chat with the Joe Budden podcast co-host Queens Flip. Never believed the internet rumors, Budden said, rejecting claims he got stumped out during the incident. Nigga cocked back and socked me one good time. Bow, he continued. But that's all. He's going to get it. I keep telling y'all. I eat a punch well. Now we got to go get it on. Now we got to go. Joe, I don't know what you got going on, but I just saw you at the Matt Hoffa interview. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, maybe you got beat up, maybe you didn't. I didn't see the video, and I'm not like one of the T shows, so I'm not gonna dive deep into this. I'm gonna say my take like I do on everything and keep sliding. My take is a cold world. Dress warm. Like sometimes you gotta, dress warm is all I'm gonna say. And if you're feeling me, you know what I'm saying. If not, that's cool too. All right. We have now come to one of my favorite parts of my show. It's a segment I like to call I Can't Make This Shit Up News. I like this segment for a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons why I like this segment is the fact that you really and truly don't know how crazy the world is until you do a little research. Let's get into it. Nearly 200 bodies recovered from a Colorado funeral home accused of improper storage. At least 189 bodies and decaying bodies were discovered and recovered from the Return to Nature funeral home in Colorado last week. That's roughly 75 more. Shit, that's a fucking crazy story. That's roughly 75 more than police originally believed to be on site when they begun investigating the facility last month. Police first searched the funeral home, located roughly 30 miles south of Colorado Springs in the town of Penrose, on October 3rd, after receiving a report of strong odors coming from the building. What they found inside was horrific, according to the county sheriff, Alan C., who declined to go to any further detail during an October 6th press conference of the investigation. According to its website, Return to Nature offers green and natural burial services, which allow bodies to decompose underground without the use of metal caskets or chemicals. The practice is legal in the state of Colorado, but the law requires bodies that are not embalmed to be refrigerated within 24 hours of death. Freeman County Coroner Randy Kay declined to say whether the remains discovered at Return to Nature were intended for natural burial, but he did note that they were improperly stored. Investigators originally estimated that 2,500 square feet building contained about 115 bodies, but after transporting all remains to the El Paso County Coroner's office, they raised that number to 189 individuals, according to a Tuesday update from a Freeman County Sheriff office. The total number could rise as the identification process continues, the coroner said. I cannot make this shit up. 189 bodies improperly stored. Talking about back to nature, return to nature. People smelling them bodies, man. That's nasty, man. Did y'all have a freezer? Did the freezer go out? It's one of my questions. Did they have a freezer or did the freezer go out? Or were they so popular that they couldn't fit everybody? Because that's a lot of bodies. So that's a lot of freezers. So if you ain't balling to have enough deep freezers, how you packing them in? Where you putting them at? This natural burial thing wasn't quick enough because people were smelling them people, man. They say it's legal in Colorado, but you got to properly store them, i.e. refrigeration, man. And I'm not talking about just the mountains of Colorado. You need refrigerators. Y'all had too many bodies. Let's see, each body was about what, 3K to dispose of? It really might be 5K because that's the west side. Y'all money a little different. 5K times, man, that's a lot of motherfucking money. Go get some freezers, man. Damn. I gotta be honest with y'all real quick. Let me set the record straight on something real quick. I've done a lot of stories, do a lot of research because I love education and learning new shit. But this story right here has to be the most wildest shit I done heard in a while. 189 bodies improperly stored at a so-called burial home of natural decomposition. Now, listen, I heard that people are now being decomposed of and turned into trees. And I don't know if this was something like that, but you got to store the bodies right. Get a fridge, man. They on sale. Get you a big boy one because y'all obviously had too much business. That's just my opinion, man. That's my take on that. I got to move on. We're going to move all the way on. Sports. Joe Burrow and the Bengals rode through the Bills to win their fourth straight game. The Cincinnati Bengals continue to roll, taking down their AFC rival, the Buffalo Bills, 24-18 on Sunday night. The last time these two teams met was a tragic Monday night in January when the Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest. As one would expect, it was an emotional return for number 3, who was inactive in this game when the ball was kicked off and reflection turned into focus for everyone on the field. The Bengals quickly got to work. Joe Burrow was ice cold on the team's first drive of the game, going 6 for 6 through the air and eventually finding Irv Smith Jr. for a 7-yard TD. The game quickly became a shootout when the Bills took over on their first drive. Josh Allen found the end zone with his feet after driving 85 yards to match the Bengals, but Burrow was quick to find the end zone again, this time using Joe Mixon, his trusty running back. On 3rd and goal to retake the lead. Burrow had a fantastic game through the air, collecting 300. I did say that with a 348 yards, 2 TDs, 31 of 44 passing. His top receiver was not Chase. Chase only had 4 catches for 41 yards. But T. Higgins, he hauled in 8 of his 9 targets for 110 yards. I see Jamal Chase coming back next game, but 41 yards, that was an off game for him, definitely. Moving on, the Eagles. They survived the Cowboys' final drive to win the thrilling NFC East battle. The last chapter of the Philadelphia Eagles-Dallas Cowboys rivalry this year went to the Birds, and this one came down to the wire. The Eagles had a 28-23 lead late in the fourth quarter when they was forced to punt to the Cowboys, who had 46 seconds to get the job done. Philly's defense helped the Cowboys on a crucial drive when cornerback James Bradbury began being called for pass interference on the first play, followed by edge rushers Hassan Reddick being called for roughing the passer as Dak Prescott snapped the ball. Those 2 penalties put the Cowboys on the Philadelphia 25-yard line in 2 plays after starting on their own 14. Prescott finished 29 of 44 with 374 yards with 3 touchdowns. And with 3 touchdowns and with no touchdowns. It says, and with 3 touchdowns and no touchdowns, and arguably his best game of the season. Lamb was his top target and exploded with 191 yards on 11 catches for a game high in both categories. Meanwhile, Hurts was a modest 17 for 23 with 207 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with his rushing yards of what's that, 36. Brown snapped his streak of games, 150 plus receiving yards after finishing Sunday with only 66. Smith also had 51 yards on 3 catches. In other NFL matches throughout the weekend, it seemed my Saints beating the Bears, Steelers beating the Titans, Chiefs beating the Dolphins. Over in Germany, the Ravens beat the Seahawks. Well, the Dolphins and the Chiefs were over in Germany. Sorry. Ravens beat the Seahawks. The Browns beat the Cardinals. Texans beat the Bucks. Vikings over the Falcons. I was on a pool. I didn't win a fucking quarter. Packers beat the Rams. Commanders beat the Pates. Not the Pates. That's the Pats. Sorry. Commanders beat the Patriots. Colts beat the Panthers. Raiders beat the Giants. And tonight, and what I wish I never bet my fucking $20 on, the Chargers match up with the Jets. I'm just gonna check in and check the score before we get up out of the NFL. Let's see what the score is. Because I got a fucking feeling I'm still losing. Probably losing bad. I bet a cousin $20, but I don't fucking know. I'm just having a bad year betting. Okay, at least they scored. It's halftime. 17-3 at the half. Moving on, there's some NBA matchups tonight for my NBA fans. The Spurs, they playing the Pacers. The Warriors, they playing the Pistons. Mavericks, they playing the Magic. My Lakers, they playing the Heat. Clippers, they versus the Nets. Sorry, the Knicks. And the Bucks are versus the Nets. That's NBA tonight for all my ball heads who love ball. But moving on, college football over the weekend saw Bama beating the shit out of LSU. Listen, I played poker over the weekend. I didn't do great. But I had on my LSU shirt, my LSU jacket my brother gave me. It's purple. My shirt was gold, so I'm in purple and gold. I'm looking good, but I'm looking at the screen playing poker, and I'm not playing good, and I'm not happy what I'm seeing on the fucking screens. Because I'm playing poker, they got fucking TVs everywhere. Like, they do it right up there. I can't lie. They do it right. But no, getting back to it. Them Bama fans could have killed me if they wanted to, and I don't mean killed like I'm dead. I mean like, we played the dozens with me. Yeah, played the dozens with me and talked bad about me. But honestly, they didn't. So I do want to sit right here today and say thank you. Because y'all had the opportunity to fuck clean over a LSU fan. Looked like a fanatic that night with the shirt and the jacket. The quarter zip, so I couldn't just easily take it off. Once it's on, So I thank y'all, because y'all could have roasted my ass. For real. Where was I? College football over the weekend. Saw Bama beating the shit out of my LSU Tigers. I feel like I said that. I did say that, but that's all I said. Gotcha. Auburn beat Vandy. Ohio State beat Rutgers. Clemson beat Notre Dame. Tennessee beat UConn. Utah beat Arizona State. Army in an upset beat Air Force. Georgia beat Missouri. Florida State beat Pitt in an upset. Oklahoma lost to Oklahoma State. That was a fucking upset. I called it. Colorado loses again to Oregon State. Excuse me, Coach. I'm praying for you. Coach Prime, you only need 2 wins to secure a bowl appearance. You're at 4 wins. I predicted 5 or 6. Get us 5 or 6 to at least get us in a bowl, bro, because they go drag you if we don't at least get to a bowl. I don't care if it's the toilet bowl. We got to get to a bowl or they go crucify you. Like, you came out red hot and then sizzled out. They go talk about you. And I know It's not something that you care about or anything like that. But I'm basically saying that if they have any ammunition, they're going to use it if you don't make a bowl this bowl season. That's all I'm gonna say. Seriously. Texas beat Kansas State in a good game. That was a damn good game. Overtime, good game. Michigan beat Purdue. USC loses to Washington, and UCLA got upset by Arizona. That is in a nutshell my sports segment. Um, we are ending the podcast. And if you are a follower of the podcast, we like to end it with a segment we call This Day in History. Now, today in this day in history, I decided since I found one thing that I wanted to use and I found something else that I wanted to use, and they all kind of connect, not like a lot, but in a way they do. I wanted to give y'all 4 things that happened this day, November 6th in history. November 6th, 1860, Republican Abraham Lincoln of Illinois was elected the 16th president of the United States of America. In 2012, Barack Obama is reelected as U.S. president, defeating Republican candidate Mitt Romney. November 6th, 2018, Colorado voters vote to abolish slavery as a form of punishment in the state constitution. And I did not get that wrong. 2018, a state finally abolishes. And if you don't know what the fucking word abolish means, it means to get rid of slavery as a form of punishment in state constitution. And last but not least, same year, November 6th, 2018, a record 19 black female judicial candidates were all elected in Harris County, Texas, after campaigning together under the moniker Black Girl Magic. Actually, after I read that story as a clipping, water slide bird. You gotta help me out. I don't really know what that means, bro. And I'm about to get to this. I'm glad you interacting, and I'm about to get to the interaction segment. So I'm glad you interacting, but I don't really know what the water slide bird is. Like I'm trying to, you might gotta help me out with that. But in closing, like I was saying, I checked out the chat and somebody had said some civic tough. Water slide bird. Huh. I don't know what that means, bro. But thank you for interacting. Yeah, I did some background info on the Black Girl Magic thing, man. That was cool as shit that they won. And they really united and basically won that thing in Texas, all of them. And like I said, 19 Black Girl Magic, man. We coming to the end of the show. If you would like to interact, this is the time. We got call-ins for donations, or we've got emails, or we've got the chat, which is open as well. Super chat is available. We never begging, only letting you know that Cashapp and PayPal are both in the description on the page if you would like to donate. Most donations are appreciated, and I do use the word most because you ain't got to donate me $1, bro. I don't need $1. I'm sorry. Like, keep your dollar. You might need it more than me. And if I offer you value or entertainment, because I'm not sitting up here not doing research, not doing work, not trying to bring you a good show, and I'm doing it live, meaning this shit ain't taped. What you see is what you get. How it come out is how it spit. And with that being said, I'm gonna give it about 2 more minutes and see if my partner trying to chime in, see what he got going on, and other than that, we're gonna get up out of here. Let me see if he again won't chime in, because he might do. How you do this shit? Let me see. I don't even know how to get rid of this shit. I'm glad I am done with the show, because some shit that came up on my girl computer, and I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how to get rid of this shit at all. I don't want to see more. I'm just glad I'm done with the show. All right. Use this channel. Add as a moderator. Put user in timeout. I don't want to do none of that. I want to talk to user. How you do that? Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's see what's going on. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you subscribing. If you subscribed as well, thank you. Thank you. I really feel like I need a shave, and I do feel like I'm an old guy some days. So thank you. Thank you. Um, Dave, let me know if you won't call in, bro, because this the end of the show. I'm over an hour by a minute. If this ain't my longest show, it's one of my longest shows. I see that I have at least 5 people in here. I want to thank y'all. It's been a good hour. Y'all might have missed it. Y'all could go back and look at it. My views are up, but please, more than anything, tell a friend. Thank you. I will. Thank you. I will. Um, Tell a friend to tell a friend to check me out. We're growing. When I get to 100 subscribers, I want to do something for the 101 subscriber. That's on everything. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to do something for my 101st subscriber. And really, what I'm going to do is I want to do something for whoever the 101st subscriber is, and whoever the 202nd subscriber, and I'm going to run it like that. Whoever the 303rd subscriber, whoever the 404th, like that. And I hope I grow at a magnitude that's, plentiful, but at the same time, I know this growth go take a while. But I thank y'all. And again, we all about to get out of here. Since we got 6 people in here, I'm going to end with a song. No, I'm not going to rap live, but I am going to play one of my songs and get out of here. Again, donations, all welcome. They're never begged for. I appreciate everybody who listened to my show, who view my show after I do my show live. It's my prerogative to do this show live. People wanted me to do it taped and edited and mess up. I wanted people to see the true me when I'm giving these stories. And that's what I want to be my niche. And obviously my music is my niche in terms of me leaving y'all with some music. With that being said, and without any further ado, let's go with we came on with this. Let's go out with it. Well, no. Let's go out with, come on. This ain't that hard. Late Bloomer. That's the one I wanted to go out with. And this might just be an instrumental, because I'm not sure, but this the instrumental that I'm going to use moving forward to end the show anyway. Again, thank y'all. Thank y'all. My dog. Well, let me introduce y'all to my dog while we play this, because my dog looking sleepy over there. Come here. Come here. That's Coach. He tired. Oh yeah, let's cut that up a little bit. Nice little beat. I see y'all next time. You could be a boy and I can still say thank you. You say you look good. I said thank you. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Me and Coach gotta go. Hold on. Let me tell this motherfucker here. Relax, bro. For real. Relax. You don't want to get kicked out, so early. Relax. The show over with. Just have a good night, bro. Re-fucking-lax.